and thanks for joining me. Today I wanted to bring you along on a little day in the lifestyle video here in Datça. As much as I enjoy showing you the adventures that I get up to here in Turkey, I also want to show you what just a normal day can look like. Something I've been putting off for a long time has been taking care of our tiny bahçe, or garden. We have a small rental home here in Datça, and one of the things that I love most about it is the postage stamp size yard that we get to enjoy. We have a mandarin, orange, and lemon tree, and various other plants scattered about. Our mandarin and orange trees are already finished for this season, but our lemon tree is filled to the brim with fresh fruit. It's been so nice to just walk outside and pick a fresh lemon straight from the tree whenever I need it. I'll definitely miss the convenience and color that this adds to our yard when the season is over. We were out of town for quite a while, and that, along with some days of rain, have made the garden a bit of a mess. Mostly, I wanted to tend to the weeds that seem to be taking over every square inch. There's one plant which I think is probably a stinging nettle that's been growing like crazy, and then every time I accidentally touch it, my skin is just prickling with pain for the rest of the day. So I got some garden gloves at the hardware store, and since the weather was so nice on this day, it seemed like the perfect time to finally clean this area up a bit. The weather this February has been so nice. It's our first winter here in Datça, so I wasn't quite sure what to expect. It's been really sunny, and the daytime temperatures usually reach into the mid to high 60s, and I really don't need it any hotter or cooler. This is perfect. Please note, I am not a gardener by any stretch of the imagination. I've killed many houseplants in the past by overwatering them, so I've tried not to touch the garden too much. We had some arugula and other lettuces growing when we moved in, but now it's hard to find them amongst all of the weeds. From what I've seen so far living in Turkey, many people don't seem to bother much with picking weeds and making sure that everything is planted in an organized fashion in rows. Weeds and plants grow naturally here, and it's very rare to see a freshly cut grass lawn. I guess I prefer to see a yard and garden a bit more organized, which is why I couldn't stand looking at how messy this has become. I know that most of these weeds are just going to grow back eventually, but in the meantime, I'll enjoy a weed-free bahçe. Also on this day, I was planning out our dinner. I had some spinach that I froze that I wanted to use up, so I decided to make some sort of spinach quiche. Our neighbor had been dropping off so many goodies from their garden, and at one point we couldn't keep up with the amount of spinach that they were giving us, so I froze some to use for later. One of the nice things about grocery shopping in Turkey is the abundance of small grocery stores available. And although I do love the variety and size of US grocery stores, you almost always have to drive to one. Here in Turkey, there are small grocery stores seemingly around every corner. Some popular ones that you'll find in most cities are Beam, Şok, and A101. I popped into the Beam here to get a few items that I needed for my quiche. Although the store is small, they always have the essentials available, and the prices are good. Our rental came furnished, so it had most cooking utensils that we needed. I, of course, have some of my own things that I either brought from the US or a few smaller things that I've bought, but for the most part, I've been just using what's here. Being without all the things that I used to have in my kitchen has been an interesting way to test which items really add value to my life. I've been able to get by with using what's here, but I have a running list of things I for sure want to get. Some of those being an Instant Pot, some sort of blender, and I'm hoping to bring my juicer over next time we're in the US. I used a recipe for the quiche that I found online and just adjusted it to my liking. The dough was a bit difficult to work with and place in the baking dish without breaking, but in the end, it tasted great. Something my husband and I love doing here in Datça is going on walks. There are so many pretty views to take in all over, whether you're at the beach, in the mountains, or somewhere in between. We especially love exploring some of the villages nearby. There are a lot of old stone buildings in these villages that I just love, and while some of them are abandoned or in need of major repairs, I can't help but see the potential in them. I think it'd be so fun to restore one of these old buildings. They really do have a lot of character and charm. We enjoyed a lovely walk in the village of Reşadiye, just outside of the city, and of course, our trusty Frenchie Fig joined us. She wore her cute little sweater to stay nice and toasty as the evening air turned cool.
It's just to please you. You don't know how much I need you. 'Cause you're my home away from home, away from home, away from being alone.
appreciate you taking the time out of your busy day to watch this little video of mine. If you'd like to see more from my perspective as an American living in Turkey, please consider subscribing to my YouTube channel and giving this video a thumbs up. Until next time, thanks!